Hey everyone, Asaf here, California employment attorney. Today's presentation video blog is going to be about unemployment benefits and in the wake of COVID-19 in California and how things have changed and how it's going to just providing some information for employees who have been affected by layoffs or reduced hours or that sort of thing as a result of this current pandemic and what the EDD is saying about that and how they can apply for unemployment insurance benefits. So first and foremost, I just wanted to put this up here. The best way to file for unemployment insurance benefits, if you're eligible, is just to go online. I've placed a link here on the slide, but you can also just Google it, and I'll also provide the links in the description below. You can also go ahead and do that over the phone. It might take longer. They definitely recommend doing it online, and there's just been a new call center that's set up to assist, and individuals can go ahead and call that call center with various questions because it's pretty robust. It's quite complicated. So if you have any questions, and if you fall into a particular category that you have questions about what your benefit amounts might be or whether you're eligible or not eligible because of your particular circumstance, I highly recommend calling that 833 number listed here on this slide. Now, eligibility for unemployment benefits in the wake of COVID-19 is that the EDD is encouraging individuals to apply for unemployment insurance benefits if they're unemployed normally. So if not for the current pandemic, if an individual had lost their job and fired, laid off, and whatnot for reasons that were without some kind of a serious cause, it has to be higher than the standard of just mere negligence or messing something up. They would have been eligible for benefits. Okay, now some of the reasons related to COVID-19 which a lot of individuals are experiencing are, for example, having your hours reduced due to the quarantine, or being separated from an employer during the quarantine. Maybe the place of your employment closed or you were furloughed, you should apply, you may be eligible. And there's another thing that is listed on the EDD website which is not completely clear, but because to some degree the EDD does contradict itself with some of the literature that's on there. But as of right now, what it says is that because of the pandemic, the EDD is not currently requiring workers who are working reduced hours or completely laid off to seek work. I think that the caveat to that is that if they are expecting to return to work to the same place. It doesn't make that completely clear, but that is how I interpret it. And if you are going to have the EDD interview or you're going to speak with someone, I would highly encourage that you clarify that. So another area that people might have questions about is the eligibility for unemployment benefits if you're a self-employed individual. Like if you're self-employed or if you're an independent contractor or a gig worker, such as for Uber, Lyft, Postmates, or what have you, and you're not able to work, or you've had your hours severely reduced due to COVID-19, there's a possibility that that worker may be eligible for unemployment insurance benefits under a few different scenarios traditionally. So whether you as chose to contribute to UI on your own, which is probably rare, but if it's there, then you're eligible. If a past employer made contributions on the employee's behalf in the past 5 to 18 months, there's a possibility that the individual could be eligible for benefits. Or if you believe that the employee believes that they have been misclassified as an independent contractor instead of an employee, that certainly would entitle them to benefits because, well, if you should have been a W-2 employee rather than should have been W-2'd rather than 1099 by your current situation, then your employer should have been paying into UI for you. So these are things to definitely discuss and with the EDD when you do file your claim or when you have your interview or by calling that 833 number, excuse me. Another new program that I actually will be doing a completely separate blog about this because it's more complicated and it deserves its own number of slides, is the pandemic unemployment assistance for unemployed Californians who are business owners, self-employed, independent contractors, or have a limited work history who are not eligible for UI benefits and are out of businesses as a result of the pandemic. I've put a link about this and that answers a lot of questions that individuals may have. But this is something that's going to be new, and they're going to start accepting applications on Tuesday, April 28th. I'll try to have a video blog about that hopefully soon, explaining that prior to Tuesday, April 28th. But if you have questions about it, please take a look because it's very helpful and very important for individuals who would not normally have qualified for unemployment insurance in the wake of COVID-19. And finally, the last area is individuals who would be eligible for unemployment benefits, or those who haven't necessarily lost their jobs or been laid off, but their hours have been reduced. If that's the situation, then they may be eligible for partial wage replacement benefits. Individuals who are in this scenario are highly encouraged to contact the EDD to learn their benefit amounts and whatnot, because it's actually quite complicated, and I try to make slides to explain it, but to be honest, even I was confused as to how to calculate it fully, and I didn't want to put information out there that would confuse you more. Now, the benefit amounts for individuals in general that would get UI benefits they range between $40 to $450 per week. That's what they're capped at. The best way to calculate this, honestly, would be to actually go to the EDD's website and use the unemployment insurance calculator. I've put a link there. I'll also put a link in the description. One thing to note, and this is going to be explained in the next slide, this calculator does not include the additional $600 weekly federal benefit that's created by the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. This is only going to essentially tell you how much you are eligible for, notwithstanding that additional $600 benefit that individuals will be able to receive, or should have been able to receive starting last week. So this particular benefit, and it's going to start the week of April 11th, 2020, and it's going to be going forward. The EDD is going to begin paying an additional $600 on top of the current benefit amount. So that means that even if the benefit amount is $1, or in this case $40, then the individual will still receive an additional $600 for a total of $640 for that week. So the additional payments can be made ending only for the week of April 4th, 2020. It's not necessarily something that's retroactive. The claimants, that are eligible for this, aren't required to do anything extra. The EDD will apply the full $600 each week of the current benefits which are paid every 2 weeks. One thing to note, it's not completely clear at this time if claimants that are eligible for partial wage replacement benefits will receive this benefit as well. This is definitely something to clarify with the EDD if you are a someone who's had their hours reduced as a result of the pandemic and are trying to apply for partial wage replacement benefits. The payments and duration, one thing that has the governor of California passed is that they waived the 1 week unpaid waiting period. Normally the first week would have been unpaid, but now workers can collect benefits for the first week that they're out of work as well, which is really good. How quickly will workers be able to receive these payments? It's according to the EDD website, is that they will process and issue payments within a few weeks. Now, they've probably gotten a ton, so many claims recently with all the furloughs and layoffs and reduced work hours and whatnot. I don't know if that's completely accurate, but this is the information that's provided on the website. One more thing to note is that normally unemployment insurance benefits are available for 26 weeks. But with the new federal pandemic unemployment emergency compensation, the new provision provides that there are an additional 13 weeks of unemployment benefits for individuals who have exhausted benefits that they otherwise would have been entitled to under state law. So the state law in this case in California allowing for 26 weeks. So therefore, as a result, individuals can be eligible for up to 39 weeks of payment under unemployment insurance. These extended benefits are set to be available until December 31st, 2020, but of course that may change as this whole situation is fluid. So that just about wraps it up for this video blog about unemployment benefits with respect to how they've been affected by COVID-19 in California. I will be putting up another video blog soon which explains more about the pandemic unemployment assistance that's namely made for individuals who are self-employed or independent contractors or gig economy workers. That should be up soon, but if you have any questions about this, please you feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to try to answer them. Just as a caveat, I'm licensed only here in California, so I can only advise California employees or California individuals that are working in California or affected by California law. So thank you for tuning in and have a great day.